What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here. It's a bit boring in the quarantine life, really not much else to do other than to talk about unreleased Apple products. So in this video, let's talk about the latest Apple leaks, some more iPhone 12 stuff before the imminent launch here in October. And finally the leaks game can end, and just kidding, we'll start talking about the iPhone 13 then. Innovation can't stop. Also, we are doing another 15% off promo on our cases. As we prepare Gen 2, I'd like more of you guys to try our Gen 1. So running this promo up until the AirPods Pro giveaway is done, and that's still running. You still do have some time to sign up for that, link down below. Let's get into the latest leaks. Now let's begin with the baby iPhone 12 model, the 5.4 inch. This thing is now rumored to be called the iPhone 12 Mini, which I think is a very fitting name considering how tiny it is. It's also going to have a slightly narrower notch than the rest of the lineup. And this was first rumored by Love to Dream, then a supporting leak, actual leak of the stickers on the silicon cases, has leaked, which confirms the iPhone 12 Mini naming. More interesting is that the step up, the iPhone 12 Non-Pro, will just be called the iPhone 12. Previously rumored iPhone 12 Max, iPhone 12 Plus. Who knew that the successor to the iPhone 11 would just be called the iPhone 12? And then the rest of the lineup, as we expected, iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. And this sticker leak does confirm that the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro, so both 6.1 inch models, will share a case. Even though the lenses are slightly different, the lens size overall is the same body size. Like I said, every model in this year's lineup is the same thickness, 7.4 millimeters. So yeah, one less case for case manufacturers to produce. And there are some more images of the braided lightning cable shipping in the iPhone 12 packaging. Looks awesome, definitely seems very high quality, less prone to fraying. And I think this somewhat makes up for not having a power adapter in the box. And there's a new rumor regarding colors on the iPhone 12 models. Apple Rumors Leaks is now corroborating Max Weinbach's report from many months ago regarding a new shade of orange, new shade of violet, and a light blue color. Apple Rumors Leaks is also adding which colors are staying, and that's product red, black, and white. So yellow and the green color are out. I would love to see some iPad Air-esque colors on the iPhone 12, especially that shade of blue. So hopefully that's the one that is being talked about here. And a few more exclusive leaks from Max Weinbach. So regarding the 6.7 inch mammoth iPhone, this truly will be considered a flagship this year. It'll have the best displays and best cameras, potentially better than the 6.1 Pro model, so those will be differentiated. The 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max really weren't, same devices. The 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max will be more differentiated. And Max Weinbach's source, which has had hands-on time with the 6.7 12 Pro Max model, is saying that it's quite uncomfortable. The bigger the size gets, the more it digs into your palm, and depending on the size of your hand, it may be a problem. So cases could alleviate this, but it definitely is a very slick and sharp piece of hardware. I mean, I personally don't care. I do appreciate that the 11 Pro is comfortable, but I would take a higher tech and sleeker design like this any day. And Max Weinbach is reporting that one of the biggest changes to Face ID on this year's iPhone will be provided via the Apple A14 chip. So Apple is using the improved AI engine, and that's going to lead to much better Face ID performance. It's used for a lot of the processing, more than any other iPhone in the past. And regarding the Apple A14, Twitter leaker Ice Universe has shared Antutu benchmarks of the Apple A14 running on the 12 Pro Max, and he says it's a negligible update over the Apple A13. Numbers definitely don't tell the entire story. I think efficiency will be the #1 focus on the Apple A14. Unrelated, but how awesome would it be to have Touch ID in this year's iPhone lineup? Now that we know Apple can do it in the iPad Air, looks like a very impressive system. I think it would be awesome in combination with Face ID, especially with the mask life we live right now and how inconvenient that can be. We know it's coming in the future, but this year would have really been appreciated. Another tidbit on the Apple A14 from Weinbach, he's saying that Apple was working since iOS 10 on portrait video, and they were using the Apple A14 for depth estimation, but unfortunately they weren't able to make it work properly, so that feature was scrapped. Moving on, Twitter user has shared a video of an AirPower Mini prototype, supposedly, and it actually looks legit, very similar to the other AirPower prototype that we saw. We don't have a look inside, but on the outside it does look about right, about what we've heard with the leaks. And this thing supposedly will line up with the magnets on the iPhone 12 for perfect positioning. really excited for this one. And Twitter leaker Komiya says that we might be seeing this smaller AirPower Mini, if you will, with the iPhone 12 launch and the full AirPower unit later on from December to March. Also, leaker Apple Rumors Leaks is still adamant that we'll be seeing some sort of reverse wireless sharing feature on the iPhone 12. This one wouldn't be used for iPhones, namely for AirPods. So charging your AirPods on the back of your iPhone 12. Who knows if future AirPods might have some sort of magnet attachment for the iPhone 12 built into the casing. Speaking of AirPods, by the way, appreciation for Apple's engineering. They recently were granted a patent for the hinge in the AirPods Pro, and I haven't seen this mentioned anywhere. Even the teardown blogs didn't mention it. So for every AirPods generation, Apple has updated the hinge extensively, and AirPods Pro just takes it to the next level. Insanely complex. The patent describes 20 indications or design features of this hinge. It's engineered to be as snappy as possible, as satisfying as possible to open, and also quite reliable. And a new supply chain report out of Taiwan is now suggesting that the iPhone 12 millimeter wave edition will not be entering production until late December, corroborating the earlier report that if you do order an iPhone after launch, it likely will not have millimeter wave capability, as the sub 6 gigahertz 5G units are going into production first in November. And regarding the iPhone 12 event, we now may know the exact date. So first revealed to Apple Insider, a tip was sent by someone supposedly working at a carrier in the Netherlands, and saying October 13th will be the day that Apple announces the iPhone 12, which is a Tuesday, and following Friday, the 16th, you'll be able to pre-order it. And John Prosser has also confirmed this report, saying you'll actually be able to get the iPhone 12 on October 23rd. So that's actually imminent. That's almost here. Very exciting. Separate Twitter leaker believes that this event is just for the iPhone 12 and AirTags. It'll be a fairly short event, much like the Apple Watch 6 and the iPads. And Twitter leaker Komiya believes that we'll be seeing an AirPower release in October, and that there will be another November event, this time for the MacBook Pro 13 and 16-inch refreshes, as well as AirPods Studio. And more recently, Komiya has said that the iPhone 12 Pro models will only be available in November. So expect them to be announced next month, but availability in November. And moving on to a big one. So AirPods Studio, the over-ear headphones. First we saw in a glyph, now we have the full design. So first shared by Twitter leaker Fudge, and same leak was provided by John Prosser, who actually created concepts to protect the original leaker. So let's take a look at that design. Definitely different. The concept is not quite one-to-one, but gives us a pretty good indication. It's using nylon fabric, I think very similar to what we saw in the HomePods. Apple's taking their expertise there and putting them into this unit. I love the actual hinge and the connection for the ear cups. These will be magnetically removable. As Mark Gurman reported earlier, these will come in a luxury version and a sport version, and these are the sport versions. And there is a casing for it, which it folds into, something very simple. Try to reproduce that for you. And Prosser has shared some more feature details. Most interestingly is that there will be no left or right correct orientation. Put them on however you want. The Apple U1 chip will do the work in determining which side is on which side of your head. I think that's the first real usage of the U1 chip besides car key. Another one from Max Weinbach. He says AirPods Studio will have a new W3 chip. No details on that. Potentially more bandwidth for streaming, higher quality, potentially more range and faster connection. Some more far out news. So AT&T is already working on 6G technology. They haven't given us details on it. I'm hoping that it's not just a 6GE badge we'll be seeing soon, but this is the next generation after 5G. Also, Apple has won a patent for imaging on an iPhone in 60-foot depths. So using software to mitigate cloudiness, murkiness, different colors, using a host of sensors, they are able to adjust that. We definitely know that Apple is working on more depth-resistant iPhones, potentially making them swim-proof one day. Recently, we heard about the housings being more impenetrable to dust and water. So this could have something to do with that. Another intriguing patent, Apple is working on bringing the nano texture glass from the Pro XDR displays to the iPhone and iPad one day. Potentially. If they can fix the delicacy of the screen, you're supposed to use only a certain type of cloth because it's so fragile. So hopefully they can fix that. I would love a matte display for anti-fingerprint on the iPhone and iPad. And a major update to a patent regarding Apple Pencil makes clear indication that Apple is still working on bringing the Apple Pencil, or at least in their testing, to the iPhone. Certain applications have been updated to take advantage of the Apple Pencil. I can't help shake the feeling or hope that the little smart connector looking thing on the iPhone is for a mini Apple Pencil, but yeah, I can keep dreaming. Apparently that's a 5G antenna, or maybe it's a Touch ID sensor. Let's hope. Just kidding. And Apple Rumors Leaks says that the new iPad Pro might be happening sooner than we expected. Komiya does support this, but says it's unclear when, might be early 2021 or late this year. And some good news regarding mini LED, next generation displays, which eventually will come to the iPhone. Ming-Chi Kuo is saying that it's first debuting on the upcoming iPad Pro, so certainly something to be excited about there, and that Apple has found a way to cut the costs on manufacturing it, and they're now more aggressively trying to push it to their lineup. We'll be seeing an extensive rollout in 2021. And a potential update to the iPod Touch with the Apple A12 processor. Apple is still supporting this in iOS 14, so it makes sense that it will continue. And lastly, iOS 14.0.1 was released. Not a very big update, but it did fix one key issue where if you set a default Mail app or browser, if you rebooted, it would be reset going back to Apple's. That's been fixed. All right, guys, and that's the latest Apple news. Wrapping up a whole year of Apple leaks. Definitely was a very notable one. So again, 5 AirPods Pro giveaway down below, and we are doing a 15% off sale for Phone Rebel until that giveaway is done. Naked15 promo code. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.